Hey y'all, I'm Kim and I own Keller's Creations. I'm so excited you're here to do one of our classes on our YouTube channel today. I hope you enjoy the video. I hope you like the Shine Fun 4-Pack class, but I especially hope you like the memories you get to show off on these 4 double pages when you're finished and you get your photos added and you're journaling to tell your story. Have fun in class. Well, hey y'all, welcome to our Shine Fun 4-Pack class. In this class, we're gonna take one of our card connection bundles, a set of rings, and some background cardstock, and turn what we would usually use for cards into 4 double page layouts. So we'll start with our card connection set, which these are the 3 pieces that come in a card connection pack, okay? They give us our words, some cute borders, and then our fun little circles which embellish everything. And then to complete the bundle, we have a set of 6x6 fun sheets, and they come 6 different prints per pack. Then these fun little extras come in the 4x4 fun packs. And you can see what fun prints we have here. These come 12 different prints per pack. So these, as you can see, would make adorable cards that anybody would love to get. But if you want to get more versatility out of your product, or if you're not a big card maker and just like the fun colors, kind of like me, it's so easy to just add a set of rings and turn them into pages. So that's what we're going to do in this class, and you won't believe how easy it is. All right, y'all, let's do all of the work and get that out of the way so that we can make our 4 double page layouts. And to do that, we're going to start with the back sheet of the 3 pages that we've printed and included in your kit for you. And this shows just how little work this kit has. We are going to leave all of the 4x4 fun sheets, we're going to leave those whole. I am going to get you to cut these up and we'll talk about that in a minute. But right here, these 2 diagrams, they show us that we're only going to cut up 2 of the 6x6 fun sheets in this kit. These 4 are going to stay 6x6. So honestly, I think this is the easiest kit I've ever made as far as actually laying out these pages. All right, both of these 6x6s, we're going to start by cutting a 2-inch piece off. And I brought my big guillotine trimmer. I use this for probably 90% of the cutting that I do when I'm working on projects. Excuse me. The only time I really use one of the sliding blade ones is if I need to cut the center out of something. All right, so for both of these, you can see I just cut a 2-inch piece off, okay? Then it gets a little different. So I want to show you these 2 little tricks that we have here in your diagram. I'm going to do the bottom one first. It's this striped piece of paper, and we want to take a notch out because we want to end up with a piece that has a little notch or looks like a ribbon snip kind of thing. And a lot of people will cut it out here. Well, I want to do it a little higher so that the piece that comes out is actually an embellishment of its own. So you pinch it together, do not crease your paper, okay? And instead of coming in from the corner, you're going to move it up just a little bit. And when you snip that, this is a little arrow that you can use to embellish with. So how quick and easy was that piece? Now, let me show you how quick and easy this one is. This 2-inch piece needs to be cut into 2 pieces, 3 inches long. So I did that really quick. And to make little tags, we're going to pinch again. Be sure not to crease it, but this time we're going to cut off the outside corners. And we are going to snip them just like that. And that makes the quick and easiest, oh goodness, let me see if I can get the trash out of the way, little tag ever. And if you want to make sure that your tags are exactly the same size, you can hold the second one up to the first one so you can trim. That way you're sure that both of them will look exactly the same in your kit. Guess what? That's all the work with the fun sheets we have to do. Now, we just have to cut up these 2 pieces. In this particular one, we're cutting all of the borders apart. Some of my classes, I will leave 2 or 3 of them together somewhere, but in this one, we're actually cutting them all apart. We're gonna cut all of these pieces apart, and then these we're gonna punch out with the circle punches. And if you're new to Keller's Creations, you should know we make it really simple. We only use 2 different size circle punches. If you see 2 sizes of circles in our stuff, this one's a 1 1/4, and that's a 2-inch. And you do this by turning your punches upside down, and you just line them up and pop those out. Absolutely as easy as it can be. Just like that. And for the 2-inch punch, sometimes you have to trim a little edge off somewhere to be able to get them all out, but your 2-inch one, you're gonna flip, and same thing. Easy enough? So I'm gonna let you do that and do that on your own. And this one, I wanna show you how easy these cuts are. I'm gonna cut them apart and then show you each one. Okay, y'all, I cut the 6 borders apart. So let's talk about what we do with each of those. Well, the first one is the orange plaid. So that's this one. That's the easiest. It stays whole. The next one down is the chevron. And we're gonna do the same trick that we did here, we're gonna do out of here. So it's a big piece with a notch out and a little one that's an arrow. So we pinch it and we come up about like that. I hope you practice that a little bit if you haven't done it before. So that one, super easy. Then navy plaid, multi-ovals, and navy dot, they're all the same. But this stripe one, it's not cut, but other than that is the same as these. So let me show you what I'm talking about. The stripe one, we want a notch out of both ends. So you can do one and then the other, but the easiest trick is to hold those ends together and then cut in a triangle from the corners, okay? If you overlap right there just a little bit, nobody is gonna know on your page, okay? So that's what the stripe one should look like. Now if you look, these other 3 are the exact same thing, but they're cut in half. So you could take and cut this in half at 3 and then cut each end, but wouldn't it be easier to pinch it together, cut the triangles out, and then snip that apart? So that's what I'm gonna do on these 3. And see if you have to trim just a little bit more to make those pieces fall out, not a big deal. So same as that, but now we're gonna cut it in half. So I've still got my trimmer out. I'll measure that at 3, and that gives me the 2 pieces. So I'm gonna do the plaid, and the oval's the same. And I hope you realize how detailed we try to be by giving you diagrams for all the cuts, and we even let you know like which page everything goes on. Okay, so it makes it super easy to lay these pages out. Last one. And now you have your 2 pieces there. And we've officially done all of the work as far as the cutting and the prep for the 4 double page layouts. Now, if you like to distress the edges of things with ink, now is the time to do it after you've cut all your pieces up. So I do it just a little bit in my scrapbooking, card making, that kind of thing. And I will take either a black or a brown, but you could match any color you want. And I just rub the edges. I just like covering that white edge, and it gives it some definition when it's actually on your page. Some people take sponges or fancy tools and distress a lot and see a lot of ink. Totally a personal preference, but at this point, I'll distress all of my pieces, and then I'm gonna come back and talk about the layouts with you. So I'll be back in just a second. All right, y'all. You saw how quick and easy it was. First of all, to take 3 packs of products, our card connections, our 4x4 fun sheets, and our 6x6 fun sheets, to snip them apart with punches and scissors and maybe a paper trimmer for a couple of cuts, and that's it. The rest of the time gets to be creative, playing with your photos and laying your pages out. We took the pieces and turned them into 4 double-page layouts, but these are just a suggestion. You're gonna let your pictures determine if these exact layouts work for you or not. But I do wanna show you some versatility with them. Before we get started, these 3 pieces should be in your kit already cut. Some 2x12s, these navies will get used as a border. The white is extra. We used it to mat the little shine title. And if there's something else you wanna mat like that to pop off the page, you can. Another little hint, or I guess info that you need, is where you see white mats in our kits, those would just be actual photographs of your own. They would not be white cardstock in there to mat them. So you can see how that would just be a 4x6 photo, okay? All right, last thing I want to talk about before I talk about each page is how to use these rings. So if you've never used our cardstock rings before, well, they're not just cardstock, we have them in fun prints too. If you have not used our die cut rings, they are absolutely one of my favorite things we've ever created because they make life so simple. I love round photos, but I hate circle cutters. So you would put adhesive on the back side of the ring. Now which side is the back if they're both navy? Well, with the die cut, the back side is always the rough edge. If you've had me in class, you have heard me say that that's kind of like wearing your shirt inside out if you do the rough edge up on a page, okay? So adhesive goes where the rough edge is, and then you adhere that right on your photo. So you're gonna get perfect placement with it. And if I was doing this one, I hope you can see that okay, I would want more sky and less of that dark grass that you can barely see at sunset. So I would glue that down right there. And then I would take the scissors and I would trim the outside edge off. And then all of a sudden I have what looks like a round photo on top of a blue circle, but it's just the ring on top of the picture, okay? So that's kind of what you would do here. Now, using our rings does not mean every picture has to be round. Big ones like this would actually be a ring over the top, highlighting that picture. Does that make sense? Okay, so if you haven't tried them, I hope you love them by trying them in this kit. All right, so I left the 6x6 fun sheet hole on here. You can see it will work great with a horizontal or a vertical picture on there. That's kind of the beauty of a 6x6. Now, if I wanted to trim this down to be a square photo there, that would look great as well with that ring to highlight, or I can leave it full at 4x6. This would be a 4x6, this would be a 4x6, and if you don't get your pictures printed in true 4x6s anymore, it's still gonna look okay. Then these 4, and a smaller one that I would crop on my own, but these 4 would be ones that it would be okay to be a little bit smaller. So for me, I would probably take this off and have about that much of that photo in there, and then the ring to highlight just me and Murphy in the center, if that gives you some ideas. This little banner title is one of the many titles that actually doesn't say anything, but that little banner I would put over the photo after it's already on. These are the ribbon snips and all the work you've already done. The fun little circles might be cute to pop dot them, and I actually did that on one of the pages. So here's one where we connected everything to make it look like one big element on the page instead of having space between these photos. So try that if you haven't done it. I love the way it ends up looking. Okay, so give you an idea. See how that would be so striking, and then have some smaller photos with it. We could have another big one right here, and then it ends up looking like one great big element or collage on the page, and I just love that effect. Again, this 6x6 left here could be a horizontal, a vertical, or a small round photo in there. And look how cute the little snips that we cut out. See what type of embellishment that can become? That's so much better than throwing it away, right? So that's 2 of the pages. Here's number 3, We have, oh my goodness, we have a big element again connecting a lot of it, and then a couple of rings to soften that up. Now, this could totally be a 4x6 under that ring. So that ring would be on top like that. And I think that's super, super cute that way. This one I would probably make a round photo. This one I definitely would. Now, if you end up not having enough pictures to pull this off, you could journal on your page in here and it would look just great. One other little fun tip is the center of our rings is exactly the size it needs to be to mat those 2-inch circles that you've popped out. So pick which one you want to use this as a mat for. I did it on Hello Sunshine. And last page, this page, if I'm actually doing this in my book, I would not use this pretty white background, because if you see, I can't get that up under there, but if you get photos where all of these are, you're not going to be able to see that white background at all. So take your ugly paper that you have at home, and I don't care if you just started scrapbooking this week, you have got some ugly paper somewhere. Use your ugly 12 by 12, put your photos down, then fill with gaps around it. And down here, before this gets glued down, I would put that down and then that blue strip and then the title would be over it. I wouldn't even take time to crop those photos there, okay? So try that if you haven't before. I promise it'll be one of your favorite things to do. All right, little trick on this page, that first little strip that we cut both notches out, only put adhesive on the edges so your little tags can slide in there and make a little mini pocket. Now, we're gonna post a couple of sample pages at the end of this, and one of them shows pictures actually on here. So we have the photo here to remind you pictures could go there. If you don't have little photos to go there, simply move the circles down for embellishment and maybe add some twine, and they'll look just as cute stuck in that little pocket. All right, here's the arrow that came out of that striped piece at the beginning. And then here are the circles where I did 3 of them, and I put pop dots or dimensional adhesive. I don't think they're actually called pop dots anymore. Up under that to give a little dimension, okay? I hope you see the versatility of these. For example, you have more horizontal pictures, rotate this, rotate the title. This can come here. You might have to cut that notch off if it's coming this way, but you could still tuck the tags in. And then you could have more horizontal pictures, okay? If you have a mixture of the two, you could do 1 page vertical and 1 horizontal. But I like the connection. So I kind of always start with that when I'm planning. What's gonna carry over from page to page? If you have any questions about any of these pages, please reach out to us, okay? Check out our other card connections and look for some other fun 4-pack classes here on our YouTube channel.